All right, thanks for joining us. We got Che and Chris back again this week. We had so much fun with our conversation last week, we decided to maybe make this a weekly thing. So, again, I'm Che. I go by EN Sports Cards on Twitter, and I've got with me Chris, Goldline Cards. Chris, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing awesome. Had a wonderful day. Monday's my day off. Took the family to the zoo. Uh, Animals were out. It was awesome. We were like 3 feet away from this giant grizzly bear playing in the water. Just had a wonderful family day, and now looking forward to this evening chat. I love talking sports, love talking cars, and love talking to you. So looking
Me too,
forward to
man.
it.
Yeah, it's glad you had fun at the zoo. Did you go to no Cincinnati Zoo? You wouldn't have gone to Cincinnati Zoo.
The
That's where we
Columbus
go.
Zoo.
Okay,
And
Columbus.
they
Yeah.
got Disney Plus is this show called Secrets of the Zoo. And my daughter, Claire, a lot of people are gonna watch this know Claire
Yeah.
Cards, and she's all on Twitter. And today's Jesse Winker's birthday. She's saying him happy birthday. We're trying to get the Reds to get him to see that. But she loves that show, and they were filming today, the Timberwolves. So she was super fired up about that. So it
Cool,
was a good
cool.
day.
Well, my day wasn't anything like that. I was home with my kids all day, but got to watch some playoff basketball. I mean, if you want to call it that, the bubble playoffs. So that Nuggets Jazz game was a good one. It was a good one. I don't know if you saw that. Went into overtime. Donovan Mitchell had 57 points. Jamal Murray went off. It was a good game. So Nuggets won in overtime. So it was pretty cool. So
I was busy trying to follow along with the Jackets, Columbus Blue Jackets,
right,
Columbus hockey team here,
yeah.
swept the Lightning in the playoffs last year, 4-0. It's actually at game 3 and 4, and then that's 5 overtime game they lost, came back and won, then lost again. Now they're down 3-1. I think they're cooked, but they're a young team. They lost their 3 best stars and still made the playoffs. So I like playoff hockey.
Yeah, playoff hockey. We don't have a local team here locally since our minor league team went out years ago. But man, there's something about playoff hockey. It's different. It's absolutely different than regular season. And there's not much more exciting than the third period of playoff hockey or a game 7 of playoff hockey. It's hard to beat for sure.
Yeah, so you want to get into some card talk tonight?
Sure.
See, I
So,
know the other day we did a dual stack sale, and that's a
absolutely,
lot more work than we thought it was. You want to tell us about your experience?
it's my first one ever. I mean, I got back into this hobby. We talked about this last week. Earlier in the year, I've been doing some sales on eBay since I got back in. It's kind of how I got back in. I just started going through all my old cards, and I was like, man, these have been sitting here for 30 years. I'm gonna see if I can get some money out of them. So I put them on eBay, and the sales just started rolling in. So I started using that money to buy new cars, and just kind of got back into it. But I've never sold on Twitter. For one thing, I wanted to get myself established as a part of the community first before I ever even tried to start saying, I'm here to sell. So I thought I've been doing it about 6 months. I built up, a few followers, and so I decided this weekend to give sales a shot for the first time. And man, I didn't realize, last night I didn't even list that much. I just listed about 6 or 8 different things, but just keeping up with, because we did it together, the things you were listing and the things I was listing, and the people DMing me and the people claiming, and trying to go ahead and work out the details of the payment and the shipping on the side. It was like I got an adrenaline rush, but it was a little hectic there. So kudos to those guys who do it all the time, man. It
Yeah,
seems like a lot of work.
it is so much work. I got this huge table here. My wife's like, you got to get rid of some of this stuff. So we called it Clear the Table August.
That's
I
all the
usually,
hashtag, yeah.
yeah, I usually do like one a month just to sell some of the stuff to kind of, like you said, to purchase bigger cards.
Yeah.
And so this week I tried doing, Sunday, Monday is my day off. So I try to get stuff ready for Saturday when I get off work at 11 p.m. Just try to bang it out, try to get the West Coast people. Then Sunday, Monday, really try to push. Then try to get the sales completed Tuesday, ship out Wednesday, Thursday. And, I made like 4 trips to Walmart to get extra tape because I don't have a thermal printer yet, which,
Oh, yeah.
that's a necessity. If you're going to be a stack seller, that's a necessity. And then, you know, a couple of them were taken or claimed at the same time. Then they're sending you screenshots. No, I had it first. No, I had it first. I'm like, man, it's like $1.50 card.
Right.
I got two of them. You can both have them, or just whatever. So,
Yeah.
you know, people take this really seriously, and I'm just like, hey, you know, last night's sale, I had no idea. I didn't look up comps or anything. 50 cents a card, $1 a card. You know,
I
I
saw
sold a
that.
Jason Tatum for $2. You know, it's probably a $10 card, but hey, somebody got lucky. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I didn't really do the stack sale, you know, last night. I just put up some singles, and you know, I didn't have enough to really to make it stacks. But man, um, I don't know if I want to do that or not. Honestly, I don't know if I wanted to put forth the effort that that's going to involve.
Yeah.
Who are some of the guys out there that are doing it on the regular? That you know, if somebody wanted to follow somebody, do you know of anybody who does it quite often and does a good job with it?
Luca Cards. I think that's his Twitter name. I can definitely follow up and post when we post this video underneath it. Drake Stevens does it all the time. Breaks and Bros does it. DMN Takeover does it every single day at 2:30. That guy, I mean, I've sent him medium flat rate boxes full of inserts, parallels, and rookie cards, and he sells them, splits it 50-50 with you. He
Really?
uses his packing supplies. Um, you know, you send them in penny sleeves, or, you know, everybody's out of top loaders right now. So whatever you got, you send to him, and then he sells the cards, and he's got 15,000 followers. So, you know,
Wow.
I've got 2,300. He's going to see a lot more people. Adam Sierra's another good one. I believe his Twitter's ACC. His brother, Andrew, he's a good one too. Kevin Fee. Timmy Ahern. Timmy's got, when he goes on his sales, it's like all day long. And there are people just, one time I believe there were 42 comments in 15 seconds on his sales.
Gosh, man.
And, you know, I hate to forget somebody while I'm trying to think of it, but I'll definitely, when we post this video, comment with people that I know I follow. And I know ep.2 pizza, I think it is. I can't remember exactly, but I'll definitely tag some people underneath it. So people who are watching, because I had a whole bunch of people who are new to stack sales in my sales saying, hey, these are great prices. It's a lot of fun. You got good back and forth, good conversation with people and stuff like that. And they had never done stack sales before and were looking for other people. So, you know, if I can
Yeah.
help other people get sales, they can help me get sales. Kelly, that we had going in the sale too, he's a great one. So there's a lot of people out there, and I mean, if you just search stack sales, you'll find people. So
Yeah, I mean, you helped me last night, kind of like you mentioned. You got 4 times the followers I do, and I'd never done a sale before. But you know, I sold a couple Darius Baisleys that were directly resulting from you retweeting and commenting. You know, so I appreciate that. And I've never purchased from Twitter sales. To be honest, it took me a while to build up the trust to do, you know, a Twitter sale or Twitter purchase. And the first thing I've ever committed to purchase was from you, just because we had built up, you know, a rapport. And so I'd kind of stayed away from it. But I think being in that situation myself, I know there would be people out there who would appreciate, you know, you commenting and saying, these are the guys who are the good guys and doing this, and these are who you can trust and who've been doing it a while, because I would have no idea myself. So I appreciate that, and we should definitely tag them when we post this for sure.
I definitely feel, you know, I had a conversation with a guy today. I sold him $70 goods and services. Absolutely fine. And I said, hey, I'd hate when people spam me in my inbox. Like, hey, you collect Jesse Winker. How about this $50 card? I've never talked to you before, and that's your first interaction with me.
Yeah.
So I never interacted with this guy, and he's claiming on my sales. And I just commented, hey, are you a Broncos fan? Because I'm looking to move. I got a ton of Broncos stuff. I'm looking to move some stock because my next big card I want's a Drew Lock PSA 10. And I said, I just mentioned, would you like me to, you know, send them to you first, or, you know, just into the sales? Like, hey, please send them to me. So the second one, I was like, hey, you know, you bought these off me. What about this one for 13? He's like, yeah, goods and services. I'm like, okay, but you just bought goods and services. Why not friends and family? said, because it's a business expense. He's got an EIN, a business number, and it's a business expense. And, I'm going to talk to him about that next week about, I've been trying to make Goldline into an actual business.
Right.
And instead of just a hobby on the side, and he's going to help me out with that. But I had something I had absolutely never thought of before. So typically anything under $20, if I've interacted with you before, no problem with friends and family. If you're going to take me for $20, that's bad karma on you. I believe it'll come back to me. Above 20, if it's you, yeah, I'm going to buy it from you. If it's Kelly, I'm going to buy it from you. If it's Eloy or Jimmy or, people I interact with, yeah, friends and family is definitely cool. But people that I rarely interact with, anything over $20, goods and services, and people usually want you to cover those fees. Like, it's $1.50.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a sale over $1.50. I mean, I understand some people need money, or a lot of these stack sailors are 16, 17, 18 years old. Like, I'm 37. I got a family and kids. Like, it's $1.50, man. It's like a Mountain Dew in the pop machine. It's a cheeseburger at Wendy's at the dollar drive-through, like that's how I look at it. So
that's
goods
exactly
and
the way I feel.
services, the fee, unless it's not a big deal to me, but I know it's a big deal to other people. So
yeah.
But the stack sales, they are so much work. I mean, I had like 0 days off from not doing it last week, and I'm probably do the same this week and try again next week, and then just take September off because trying to just push everything in August.
I'll tell you what, man, at the end of the day, the shipping is more work than anything is getting, I didn't even have a whole lot of sales this weekend. I had a few eBay sales and I sold 4. I had 4 sales on our stack sales last night, but, I'm trying to get, 10, 11 packages out, before the postman comes this morning. That's, I've slowed down a lot of my selling on eBay for that reason. I'm really back to work more than I was. I was doing a full-time work from home for 4 or 5 months. So I had the time to sell a lot on eBay, to take the time doing all the shipping. But once I got back, out of the house, back into the real world working, I've cut back on my selling a whole lot. Man, that shipping is it's labor intensive for sure. For sure.
Well, I'm super lucky because literally I have to drive by the post office on my way into work, and I'm an essential worker, so I've been going every single day. And the post office is also on my wife's way to work. So if I've got stuff packaged up from the night before, she'll drop it off on her way. Or if not, then she can get it out in the 7 a.m. mail. I can get it out of the 3 p.m. mail.
That's cool.
So we're pretty good there. But anybody who buys from me, that's bubble mailer with tracking, gets the Goldline koozie because I just got a new shipment in. Got a little different font there, a little crisper and cleaner. So
it is. Those look good. I'm not using mine tonight, but I do have one, and it does give maximum beverage coolage for sure. So yeah,
I like using that. My buddy Garrett sent me. He's IT guy. He's awesome. He's the one with Parker, his son, doing all the racks around the country. He sent me a large package, and he's a Chiefs fan, a Super Bowl champion koozie. And
I saw your video. Yeah.
I said on my days off, I'm gonna drink a beer and use the koozie and send him a picture because he's a great guy. I like him a lot. So
that's a great idea. How long have you been doing that? I mean, it's awesome that you do it.
I want to say, when the pandemic started is when I really started buying up inventory because I wasn't selling. I wanted to buy up inventory, and I kind of wanted to build the brand.
Yeah.
Goldline cards. Do you know the story behind Goldline?
No, but I put 2 and 2 together. I think, based on your heart walk and Claire's heart walk and raising the money and the logo there with the heart in the line. I'm assuming it has something to do with heart disease awareness or something to the effect.
It does not. Let me tell you this story. So I'm a 911 dispatcher.
Okay.
And they say, there's this whole creed and everything, but the gold line is the one between the blue and the red. The blue line's the police.
Right.
The red line is the fire, and the gold line is the dispatcher. And we take the 911 calls, dispatch, police, fire, and EMS. And then the heartbeat, I've got my kid's heartbeat tattooed on my body, like from the actual womb from the
That's awesome.
sonogram.
That's awesome.
So my buddy Nick, he's a pretty private guy, so I'm not gonna use his Twitter name on here because I'm not sure he would appreciate that. But he is awesome at. Actually, he made this too. My wife got this for me as like it's Yeti tumbler personalized. He made all these logos for me. He actually made a Cortland Sutton one and tweeted to him. Sutton's like, "That's awesome, man. I need a poster of this." So I'll talk to Nick and see if he minds using his Twitter name too to give him a shout out. But I know he's a pretty private guy because he's under 18. He's a 17-year-old.
Okay.
But some of these that's another good point. Some of these people you talk to, you have no idea how old they are.
Yeah.
One guy in my stack sale last night, he's like, "Hey, you stacking stuff up?" I'm like, "Man, it's 1:00 in the morning. I got to get up with my kids in like 6 hours." He's like, "Kids, aren't you like 20?" I'm like, "Man, I'm 37 with a wife and 2 kids." Like, "No way. No." I'm like, "Yeah, buddy."
Yeah.
So you never know who you're talking to. And in this community, it doesn't matter. Kelly's a grandpa. There's 16, 17-year-old guys. There's 20s, there's 30s, 40s. It's just everybody's in the community and everybody's pretty much just awesome. So
yeah. I ran into that the other day. I was talking to somebody and just responded to their tweet. They were asking for some advice on something they were looking at, and I just gave my opinion. Basically, they wanted to know if something was worth the money or worth the investment. And to me, it was $20. And I'm pretty. I'm in a position where $20 I can spend that and not feel guilty.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
And I was like, no, man, go for that. But turns out the kid was 16 years old, and I had no idea. I had interacted with him 3 or 4 times, but to him, $20 was a lot of money. He just didn't come by $20 as easily as somebody in my position would. So yeah, that was kind of I was like, an aha moment for me. It's like what you just said. You never realize that because you're just talking cards and you don't know a lot about the person on the other end. So it's one of the reasons I'm really glad you and I have struck up this continued conversations is just to really get to know the person on the other end because we don't always know that.
I'm something that was the very first thing I want to do is build relationships, build friendships. And I've never met you in person.
Yeah.
And I consider you a friend.
Oh, absolutely. Same here, man.
I've never met 20 people that I talk to on Twitter daily that I consider friends, that I see more than my best friends who live down the street. And that's the power of social media is, I chat with you every single day on DMs or just, "Hey, do you see that Winker home run last night?" Or, "Man, can you believe the Reds got the COVID? Oh, it's negative. Why'd they cancel the series?" All right, well, we got Kansas City coming up, then the NL Central, see what we can do. And just, chatting about this, that, the other. I mentioned you about my kids, and you mentioned to me about your family, and, strike out conversations more than just cards.
Yeah. And I truly appreciate it. It's one thing I didn't expect I don't even go to my old Twitter, my personal. I haven't been to that in forever because I've just enjoyed just becoming immersed in this Twitter community, man. There's some good people out there for sure that I've met, and I've enjoyed every second of it. Absolutely.
That's funny you mentioned that. Today's the first time I deleted my Facebook.
Yeah, me too.
A while ago. I activated it today, literally to push the Heart Walk, and I went to my other Twitter account to push the Heart Walks. It's coming up on Saturday, so just trying to pimp people for, that's not the right word to use, but just try to get the word out there to get people informed. If they can donate, great. If they can't, everyone's in a different situation. People give to great charities. There's a lot of great charities out there, but as long as we can inform somebody, maybe get a couple bucks from them. Claire's over $500 herself.
That's awesome. That's
It's
absolutely
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. It helps when she had one of her original Claire cards go at auction. For a pretty penny, thanks to Mr. Jameson. Yeah. That was awesome.
She calls him Mr. Jameson.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jameson. So
that's awesome. Hey, he knows who she is. I've heard him mention her more than once on his 1023 YouTube streams. So
Oh, it was awesome. This week I was I'm typically at work when because I work till 11 when he's
Yeah.
on here. So I try to catch it when I got a pretty stressful job, as you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
So I come home and I relax and I watch a stream. And I jump in, I make a comment, and Matt
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, you're the winker guy, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh man, we've been looking for you. We got a bunch of winkers to send to Claire." I'm like,
That's awesome.
and so he's like, "I need your address because I remember the conversation. I got it to him, and she's just gonna be so stoked because I got a Eloy Jimenez over there from Blake, and he's got a couple of winkers. I mean, she's got her books around here somewhere, but 300 maybe
You said she
winkers.
got the biggest collection in the card database, right?
Oh yeah, easy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, change the subject. You just mentioned Eloy. Have you seen what he's done this week? I think right now I mean, if you can be under the radar and not be under the radar at the same time, he's absolutely, I think he's in the shadow of Lewis right now. Man, that guy, he's got 4 home runs his last 5 games. He's got 2 hits or more 4 of the last 5 games. He's on a tear right now.
He is on my list to discuss tonight, right there.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Is Eloy better than Luis?
Yeah.
Lewis. I call him Lou Bob. So
Yeah.
and he might be because he's just crazy. And the Robert cards are going for insane prices. Yeah. I sold an Eloy Chrome PSA 10. And they're going for $65. Guy was like 50. Yeah, sure. It's a stack sale. I'm just trying to get rid of it. Now I'm immediately regretting it. Like, of course, I'm not going to back out on the deal because that's not my style. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, is he even Eloy's the best on the team? Then you got Moncada,
Anderson.
Tim Anderson.
Robert.
What they hit 4 home runs in a row last night? Was that the night before? But
I didn't
White
see.
Sox could go on a tear, but the Twins are really good. What's going on with the Indians? Clevenger and Plesac both went out.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they both said if changes don't happen because they apparently violated the rules or whatever, and they got sent down to the alternate site, and they both said we're out. And then I saw a comment on Twitter. Clevenger and Lindor for Hunter Green in India. Who says no?
Yeah.
I'd take Clevenger and Lindor and give up Hunter Green in India.
Yeah, that's kind of like I was going to mention about Eloy and Robert. Eloy at this point I think is a known commodity with potential, and Robert is kind of like that Jason Dominguez. That what can he become? But I think at the moment, Eloy is proving his value on a daily. They're almost the same age. I think they're right at the same age. So I don't know. I think maybe when you look at the potential, Robert seems to have a higher ceiling. But we know in baseball, especially among all 4 major sports, is the easiest for somebody not to hit that potential. So same thing with what you're saying about Lindor and Clevenger, man. The Reds this season, I want to win now. I want to win now. So
they are so talented for these mistakes. David Bell, what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh man, Twitter exploded the other night when he pinch ran for Votto. Yeah.
So, and then he comes up with the bases loaded, 1 out. Oh my goodness! Did you happen to see Trevor Bauer's tweet?
No, I didn't.
The Reds tweeted out Sonny Gray broke the record for the most strikeouts through.
Oh, I did see that. He said, "Hold my beer."
Trevor said, "Hold my beer." I mean, Trevor Bauer is one guy I'd like to have a beer with in Major League Baseball. Like he just seems so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got a good. He's a good Twitter follow for sure.
He speaks his mind, and that's a good quality to have because a lot of people are afraid to. And now I'm not sure if I approve of attacking people's agents publicly like that, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's happening. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Who am I to judge him for what he's doing?
Yeah.
I like the way he pitches for my team. So
you know what? And that's a lot of times in the days before Twitter, that's we didn't know this stuff behind the scenes. He pitches for my team, and I like the way he performs on the field. And
Hey,
sometimes I like that. I like that to be separate. I don't necessarily need to know everything about somebody. I just want to be able to be a fan of what they do between the lines. You know what I'm saying?
and see, I think he has a lot of fun too. I remember when early in the season he got taken out and he did the fake throw the ball over center field and was laughing
Yeah.
about it. You know, at the time when he did it with Cleveland, he walked right over to his coach, said, "I'm sorry." You could see the words.
Yeah.
He knew he was out of line. And then when he gets pulled at the Reds, first thing he says in his press conference was, "Yeah, I think I could have cleared the riverboat." You know, just. But what do you think about this tear Jesse Winker's on? Because all of a sudden, Jesse Winker's not I'm not getting 50-cent dollar cards anymore. I'm getting hit up with $50, $75 cards. And of course, I've got a 4-year-old with with a collection. So I'm not spending $100 on a card because she'll be just as happy with a 50-cent
right.
card than $100 card because she's 4. But,
So what's he up to? I mean, what's he up to right now? What's his
last I saw he was batting 367, I think 5 home runs, 4 RBIs, but he started off batting like 110. So just the last 7 days, I think he's batting 6 something. And Tex again put up a tweet about Barry Bonds' highest ever OPS and Trout's highest ever season. And right now Soto is better than both of those.
Saw that.
And I said, you know what? Right now, Jesse Winker is above both of those. I mean, I get it. It's through 20 games and it's a 60-game season, but the guy is finally hitting his potential. I mean, he's a high-round draft pick. He was huge, coming up. And everyone's, he's not panning out, can't play left field, only going to be DH, only going to play against certain pitchers. Now he's an everyday guy. You can't take him out of the lineup.
Well, you know what? I mean, it kind of makes sense. He's 27 this year, right?
Yeah,
I think
today's his birthday.
Yeah. So and that is, I mean, that's the age when a lot of younger players finally get it. I've heard that for years.
I've never heard that. That's
awesome. Yeah, I've absolutely heard that. Is like that is, if they don't do it by 27, they're probably never going to do it. But that is the year that starts the absolute prime, the 2 or 3 years that are the prime 2 or 3 years is the 27-year-old year. So that makes perfect sense, actually. But yeah, I'm looking at that right now. He's like 365, 5 homers, 10 runs through 20 games. So yeah, he's on the tear for sure. So and last we talked last week, I was really down on the Reds. I really was. That the bullpen woes were just. They had me crushed, but there's still light at the end of the tunnel for this year, man. I mean, we're the Cubs do have the best record in base. Do they still have the best record in baseball?
Last I checked, but it's been a couple of days.
But I mean, we got 40 games left. We're right there.
And 16 the expanded playoffs.
Yeah, 16 teams make the playoffs. So as long as we can get in and have the ship righted by the end of the year, then man, we got the starting pitching. We got the talent. So, I'm not going to give up on them yet. I was ready to, but
my thoughts are if they get in, they're going to be the dangerous team. The Dodgers have the pitching.
Yeah.
They've got the hitting. With nobody has got Castillo, Gray, and Bauer.
Yeah.
I mean, Disco absolutely imploded this week, and I think David Bell should not have let him in for 9 runs. But he's been awesome. Not a fan of Wade Miley, but Tyler Mahle and TJ Antone can start too, or even be mid relief. And then if you're playing a 3-game in series, then 5-game, Trevor Bauer wants to go every 4 games. You could literally start Castillo, Gray, and Bauer every game, then have your other guys in relief. I mean, name 3 better starting pitchers on a team? I mean, maybe Scherzer, Strasburg, and Corbin, but Strasburg's hurt.
And he's always hurt. I was just about to say the same thing. Is we're looking at some 3-game series to start these playoffs. Who can throw out a better 3-man rotation in a 3-game series? I mean,
no,
not a lot. There's not a lot out there that can match that starting pitching. So, well, Well, very cool, man. I think we're pushing up against the 20 minutes we wanted to kind of stick to tonight. So, anything you want to say to wrap this thing up? I've enjoyed it, and I definitely want to look forward to doing this again next week. But
Yeah.
any last thoughts that you didn't get to before we wrap this up?
Just one thing I had on my notes. We'll talk about next week. I opened 2 Chronicle packs back to back, and 90% were the exact same cards.
Really?
And then it's on my video from yesterday. The cards and coffee, we moved it to noon, and then 2 Elite packs, and 80% of the cards were in the exact same order, the exact same cards. And so I wanted to look more into that before we actually had a conversation, but I wanted to mention it so people watching this can know that. And of course, I bought them straight off the rack. I didn't, pick and choose which one. It was back-to-back cards, back-to-back packs. And if you check out the video from yesterday, I literally go through, this came out of this one, this came out of this one, this one came out, this one came out. And all cards except for the last 4 were the exact same and in the exact same order. And I was just.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I've seen that. I haven't seen it a lot, but I saw it a bunch in Top Series 1 baseball. Bowman's really, I opened a pack of Bowman the other day, and Gavin Lux was the back card, so I knew Jordan Alvarez was right in front of it. I mean, the order, and sure enough, it was there. So
that's a great topic for next time is the order and how you do. That's good. Yeah. That's great.
And if you watch some of the breakers that do it a lot, especially with the Bowman, apparently the Bowman is one of the Bowman baseball this year, is they'll tell you that 3 packs from now you're getting the Jason Dominguez auto, based on, what they open in this pack. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
And see, they open so much that they've got that knowledge, and if they're keeping a database, then they should know. And do you think people are taking advantage of that, like local?
I bet LCS, LCS. They are. But I think sometimes the manufacturers might need to take note of that and do a little bit better job of mixing it up a little bit, because you see it all the time. That's a great topic. We'll have to touch on that next week.
Well, when you still see people sitting in chairs waiting at Target for retail, I'm not sure the manufacturers are going to care. But
yeah, that's the truth, and that's a whole nother topic, man.
Let me stop rambling, because that's what I do. We'll finish it off for tonight, and I got my notes here for next week, so I'll keep these here on my computer, and we'll chat about that next week.
Have a running conversation, man. We'll do it every week. All right.
Got my Larkin on. Go Reds.
Go Reds. Go Cats. Peace and love, everybody. Have a great night.
Peace and love. Thanks,
Chris. I appreciate you, man. Have a good week, brother. All right.
Have a good night.
Bye.